guys, it's Joy. Before we get to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast, I wanted to talk to you about Health IQ. Health IQ uses science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance for health-conscious people. So if you're living an overall healthy lifestyle, like myself, you have a 60% lower risk of mortality than someone who isn't. I am healthy now.
Oh, good.
Whether you're a runner, a cyclist, a vegan, maybe do hot yoga, you name it, Health IQ rewards you by saving you money on your life insurance. So more than half of Health IQ customers save between 4 and 33%. All these savings are exclusive to Health IQ. To learn more and see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/crazy or mention promo code crazy when you talk to a Health IQ agent. Now let's get to the show. All right, we have a special bonus podcast with Christian Kirk, Texas A&M wide receiver, who is going to be drafted very high because he's a wonderful young man.
Checks all the boxes.
I mean, elite.
I was jealous.
Elite interview. Yeah. I mean, he's a very good kid. He likes pickles. So, I mean, can't go wrong with that.
No,
he drinks Rocky Shakes, and he wants to be, he wants to do things bigger than football. He's great. So, listen up. It's a great interview, and thanks for joining us on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
All right, Texas A&M wide receiver Christian Kirk. Welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you in.
Yes.
You joined us on Undisputed, and you were very draft friendly with your interview here, so we're gonna be a little more loose here.
Yeah,
so let's start with our most important thing that we talked about, which is food.
Yeah.
And you mentioned on Undisputed that you drink liver shakes.
Yeah.
So why? Because that sounds gross.
That sounds reasonable.
It sounds reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, is it liver like chunks or is it liver powder?
Yeah. So it's not like some people like hear liver and they think it's like all liver. It's like, so I buy it, I cook it, then I put it in a blender and puree it.
Dang.
Yeah, and then
you got to cook the liver, so the liver smells in the house.
So it gets a little rough, when you're smelling it, and so then I puree it, put it in like a little tub for later, obviously, put it in the fridge, and then I just put like 2 tablespoons in my smoothie with like some spinach, fruit, protein.
What's the health benefits of liver?
It has a lot of like vitamin B, vitamin A, a lot of iron, and so like that helps with like muscle fatigue. So like, especially after games and stuff like that, it helps with my recovery and whatnot. So I learned it from a boxer, Andre Ward.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So Andre's kind of turned into like my mentor, our director of player development at A&M, like this big boxing follower, fan and whatnot. And he's like, hey, like your approach is just like Andre's, just the way he speaks and whatnot. He's like, I think you should start following him. So started following him, and then an article came out about how like when he's training for his fights and whatnot, he would drink these liver smoothies, and I'm like, I'm big on my diet, so I'm like, okay, I might as well just try it. He actually ended up coming to A&M, and we able to sat down and talk for like a couple hours, and so now we text like from time to time, and he's a great dude. But yeah, he's the one who put me on.
That is so. You know what? It's very Rocky of you.
Yeah, I
gotta do it.
I mean, if I can be like somewhat like Rocky, I might as well.
So it makes sense. There's a boxing connection because that's. I thought of the Rocky montage with the raw egg. Although the raw egg is hardly as aggressive as cooking liver. My mom used to make liver and onions. My mom was that mom that didn't play. Like you eat whatever she cooks.
Yeah, of course.
But it was the one thing she spared us was the liver. Have you ever smelled cooked liver?
Yeah, liver's delicious.
What?
So you eat it?
Yeah.
So you've never eaten the liver?
So so that was never like a
for
meal.
real?
No. So
it's probably the way I would have it prepared. It probably wouldn't be considered healthy. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Bunch of butter and
Crisco. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything you saw in Big Mama's house is probably
right. Liver is not my food of choice. But so is it like a strong taste?
No. See, because like I put enough like fruit and protein.
So it's disguised.
So until you get to the bottom, like most things, and then it gets a little. I might sit at the bottom a little bit, but you just got to muscle past.
So I recently started this new diet, if you will, which
she been on it, y'all.
I have been very committed, except for the weekends where I go do whatever I want.
You should.
Then I eat a whole pizza and it's whatever. But
Deserve it.
as part of the like supplements, it's the cod fish oil stuff. If you take that,
Joints.
You take that.
Well, I don't take it, but see. When you burp it up, don't you
right?
It?
So I can't do it. I try
Whoa, y'all understood something that I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So what did it? Okay. Let's put you down real quick.
Yeah,
all right.
please. Yeah.
So it's disgusting. You know, fish oil pills, right?
Yeah.
So I was instructed that the fish oil pills are like the lower level. They're not as good for you.
Right.
They put like the cheap stuff in the capsules, but if you take like the oil in the spoon, that's really what's good for you. But the problem with that is I was lied to. I was told that it tastes like lemon, which makes no sense. I feel like a kid, like being told that, sorry, earmuffs, guys, that Santa Claus exists. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll take this fish oil.
Right.
And no, in fact, it doesn't taste like lemon at all. It tastes like a pureed fish, only in oil form.
See, now they have those capsules, but with liver. So you could either do that and burp up liver all day, or you could just put it in your shake and just drink it.
It's so gross.
They change up what's healthy every year. I played college football at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2012. Yes, they do. They ain't never talking about some liver. They told us to stand outside more. Here's some vitamin D pills. It's going to help with some stuff.
The sun does make you healthier.
It does.
You do need to have.
I understand that, but there ain't no sun in South Bend.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
So then you need to take the things. All right. So our last podcast, we talked about pickle flavored slushies from Sonic. So you seem like you have a stomach because you can handle the fish oil and the gross liver shakes. Or do you get down with pickles?
I love pickles.
Amen.
I love pickles.
My man. I love pickles too.
pickles.
Welcome.
Would you try a pickle flavored slushie?
For sure.
Right, just to try it out.
For sure. I wish y'all had one because I for sure would drink
Man,
one
they
right
don't
now.
come out
good.
till June though. It's not
But,
our fault.
okay.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
you're a healthy
later
guy,
on.
so you've probably never tried the pickleback with the whiskey shot.
With the,
Oh yeah,
Nah, can't get down with that.
Mm-mm.
It helps.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the pickle would help.
Yeah, well, it's a
yeah,
hydration,
yeah.
so it's kind of like a mimosa. Like you get the vitamins.
Oh, okay,
and
yes,
the,
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't agree with that.
What are you
like
talking
a
about?
mimosa.
That's logic.
No, not at all. Bottomless picklebacks.
Listen, I disagree.
That's not a thing.
There's no
Bottomless.
such thing as bottomless whiskey either. That's a disaster. All right, well, so we have mutual friends,
Yeah.
and so I got a little scoop on you,
Oh.
a little research.
Dang, Joy,
Right?
you good at your job, Joy.
I know I am.
Yikes.
Some would call me a journalist.
Yeah.
Not no one has ever accused me of that. Actually, that's a lie. But I did do some research, and I heard that you are kind of like the dad of the crew.
I am.
You're like, so your response to the
Nice.
pickleback kind of
Yeah.
alluded to that, so I felt like that was a good
Yeah.
transition.
Right.
You have been accused of being the fuddy dud, if you will. You're the one who's keeping everybody in line. So have you always been that way, or you just kind of got whipped into shape by somebody? What happened?
I think it's just like a maturity thing. Like a bunch of my friends are like kids in grown men bodies. So like I think it was
Amen.
just kind of
Well,
like the
yeah.
A lot of those on the football team.
yeah.
in
You know
college.
what you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just like
Yeah, shouts
some
out Michael
guys
Floyd.
just didn't. You just kind of have to.
Yeah.
You just got to hold them in check. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
I was always the youngest kid in my group growing up, and so like I had to mature real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started hanging around kids that were my age, I was like, you guys don't act the same. Like,
Right.
It was just different. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it happened early in my group. I mean, I'm still the youngest. Yeah, I'm still the youngest in my friend group, but it's just different. I just got to hold them together.
So you're the one that's like the designated driver, and you're the one who's making sure everybody's getting in
occasion.
trouble.
Right.
I mean, not everybody wants to be the DD, but
Right.
I mean, on
Yeah.
occasion. But I'm making sure everybody's all right, guys. Make sure we're all holding hands. To the
Right.
next, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
That's what I was in college before I turned 21. I was always DDing. I would, after practice, or everybody's talking about going out that night to a club. I was like, but there's a hypnotist in Washington Hall at 8 p.m.
Right.
We should go check that out.
should go see
you
a
know what I'm
movie.
saying?
Yeah,
go
yeah,
see the
yeah.
movie. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
Like, they got activities on campus just waiting for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can meet some of our classmates.
Yeah, that's,
You feel what I mean?
that's how I was in college too.
sounds very Notre Dame for sure.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Brand and staying on brand is very important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to college in Miami, so I didn't. No, that didn't.
That
That
wasn't
didn't
your
happen
thing?
like that.
No.
But speaking of college, are you sad now that you're? I mean, obviously you have an exciting new career ahead of you,
Right,
but
right.
did you enjoy your college career? Are you sad that you're moving on from that camaraderie and level of play?
I'm not sad. Definitely excited for the new chapter. I graduated high school a semester early, so when I went to college for my last semester of senior year, that was awesome. I mean, just to be able to be at college and all my friends were like, "I'm so jealous," whatever. So it's kind of like I had 3.5 years,
Right.
But no, I loved A&M and just all the friends that I met, my teammates and whatnot. It was awesome, but I think just this has been the plan, the whole entire time. I'm pretty sure that's every college football player. I mean,
Right.
they want to go ball out for 3 years and be able to go get paid and go to the NFL and live out their dreams. So I think I'm more excited than I am sad.
Yeah.
But I go back to A&M on Thursday for pro day, so it'll be good to go back. And I'm always going to be back for bye week and whatnot, go see a game. So definitely just excited. That's about it.
Yeah, so your
That's
pro day is
awesome.
coming up. You were just at the combine.
Yep.
What was your combine experience? I know Skip mentioned on Undisputed didn't quite run the 40 time that you wanted, which
Right.
I mean, it's whatever about
Yeah.
this 40 time. Like we do it because it's our fault, really. Like it's not your fault. It's
Yeah.
our fault.
Yeah.
We're the ones that oversaturate everything that has to do with sports, and especially the NFL.
Right.
So everything's a big deal, but it's really just a glorified track meet. So it's not really a big deal. But what was your combine experience like?
Eye-opening. When people describe the combine, it's the common phrase is always like, "Oh, you're gonna go get poked and prodded." Well, like what does that mean? And I found out is one morning at 3 a.m. you have to take a drug test, and then you go sit in line for 2 hours trying to hold it because it's 3 a.m. You got to take this drug test. Then you go to breakfast. Then you go into medical exams, and that's where you're actually getting pulled on by 30 different people in
All
each
day.
room all day for 6 hours, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, right when you get done with this, you got to go do your bench, and then you got to go do media, and it's like 5 a.m. You're up every morning till 12 at night after 3 hours of meeting and talking and repeating yourself, and it's like only thing the media sees is you going out there and running a 40.
Right.
You don't know that we're running off of 4 hours of sleep a night and then getting out there and going to try to run our 40 and kind of get locked back in. And I trained at Exos, so Exos had a hotel separate where we could go and
Nice.
get some work in and whatnot, but that adds on to more stuff at night that you have to stay up and make sure your body's staying right, because you can't just sit around all week and then go run a 40. So it was good. I mean, definitely a great experience, one that I'll never forget. But it was definitely tough.
That's interesting that's how that goes, because it really isn't presented that way. It's more presented like it's very organized, and you guys are kind of taken care of. Although the poking and prodding thing always comes up. So does every single team send their doctor in to poke at you?
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not in on doctors to begin with, though.
I'm not going to tell you what it reminds me of, but it feels like
Well,
Yeah.
we understand.
Right. Right.
We understand. I'm very out on
As long as I
doctors
said
to
it.
begin with, though.
Right.
I can't. I don't believe in the doctors. I have to wait until I literally feel like I'm dying to go to the doctor.
I don't know if I've been to the doctor since I was 8 years old. To be honest with you, no, it can't be true.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
that sounds very uncomfortable. Were you asked anything? So this is obviously the way that you're presenting it is like an insanely saturated job interview,
Right.
except for your job has a lot to do with your body, so it's also very invasive.
Yeah.
But did you get asked any crazy questions in these interviews?
No, nothing like crazy. I mean,
What's the most uncomfortable
it
thing?
kind of just like it depends on what they're looking for. Like if you have character issues, they're going to ask you a lot about your past and what you did off the field. I didn't
Right.
have any of those, so I didn't really get any of that. Obviously, they ask you, the typical, are you married? Do you have kids? Blah, blah, blah. One of the weird questions they always ask is like, so do you like to go out? Do you like to drink? Or you drink, or what's your drink of choice? And you just like, they just try to kind of bait you into, some of the responses and whatnot, just to kind of see who you are.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the end of the day, I don't think any of it like makes or breaks. Like, okay, he said this, we're not going to draft him. But, obviously, there's just things that they want to know about you, and that's about it.
Well, one of my best friends was at the combine, and he said the Vikings asked him, they walked up to him, he's like, you're a light-skinned dude, you went to Notre Dame, you smart, you don't need football, you're not going to work as hard as these other guys. And he like blew up on him. Like my boy blew up on the scout, like, what you mean, I got to be dark-skinned, dumb, like to play football, like F you, like my homie Harrison Smith was at the same one, and he saw the commotion across the way and was like, what's going on? He went over there and saw it was my boy R.J. Blanton just spazzing out.
Yeah.
They picked him up in the third round.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
they might
I love
like that.
I love how you
Yeah.
started that story by being like with anonymous characters, and then at the end you just reveal who.
No, yeah, I was gonna get to the names eventually.
Yeah,
I did.
It was a good lead up.
Right.
I don't know if that was your strategy or not,
No, I
but
appreciate you.
generally you pick one way or the other. This is a note. They really try you at the combine though.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
it's especially the stuff that's come out this year, which don't get me started. I don't have time for the tangent. I go on every time, but they're bold, man. I gotta tell you, I would not feel comfortable saying some of the things that they say to you guys so close.
Yeah, I think it's all based off of they just want to see your reaction, just
Right,
like you
yeah.
said. They just want to see how you react, especially under weird, like under pressure situations. Like that's the whole week. They want to see you be sleep deprived and then go out there and perform. Like that's just seeing how you react in uncomfortable situations, and they're gonna make you try to be uncomfortable as they want you to be. So I think that was mainly it.
Who do you think, out of the two of us, who do you think could win in a 40?
In a 40.
Nah, just to let you know, my 10-yard split is a 1.6. Or was a 1.6.
That's pretty fast.
Thank you.
Brandon, I realize I'm very old.
Yeah.
I know that I'm
no,
old.
you're not very old.
I'm an old person, but I did run track on scholarship in college. I don't want to flex.
I understand that. I just asked him a question.
I don't want to flex, but let's be serious for 5 seconds.
I was asking him his opinion on it. What are you coming at me for? Yell at him when he gets an answer.
So you said 40, but you just said your 10-yard split.
Yeah, that's all you're going to get right now.
Okay, well then I win.
So then I got to go.
Yeah, I'm saying. I mean, at one point in time, I was like, 305, and I was running a 5 flat. So that's, it's pretty good for a nose. It's pretty good for a nose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was quick instead of being fast, like they said. They try to put that on him. Yeah. They try to put that on him.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's crazy.
So are you susceptible to trash talk then? Or do you because you seem like a very even keeled guy, but have you ever allowed someone to get?
Oh no.
No.
No, it's it takes a lot. But if you talk trash to me on the field, I'm gonna talk back to you. I mean, but it's all fun and games to me. Yeah. I mean, I like to smile at people. I just smile.
Bring back your mama jokes.
Yeah, just like, oh, that's personal though.
Yeah, I know.
But and that could get in some dudes get real flustered, but I don't. I'll wait till I score, and then it's just kind of like, all right.
Right.
And it's like,
it's going to happen
What are you going to say now?
Do you have a line that you won't cross? Or if somebody takes you there, then
if somebody takes me there, then it's like, all right, it's all bets are off. It's just, you're coming with whatever.
I like
comes
it.
to mind.
It's a little killer instinct in there.
I mean, I'm laid back, reserved, but it takes a lot for my flip to switch. But
how would you describe yourself as a wide receiver? Are you more Odell, T.O.? Are you more Larry Fitzgerald?
Probably Larry Fitzgerald. I don't like any extra attention. I mean, I'm not out here just to try to be in front of cameras. Like, if the camera's on me, it's whatever. I'm not seeking attention. I really, my whole thing is, especially with, the platform that football has given me, definitely, just want people to remember, when I'm done playing, I want people to remember Christian Kirk, the person, not the football player, because that goes a long way. I mean, football's going to be done here in 15 to 20 years, hopefully for me. It could be done in 3. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when I'm done playing, people are still going to, love me for me and, respect that and be able to take my platform and run with it regardless. So.
Dude, you got to show out because we got to say we had you on here first. You got to blow up.
Oh, I am.
You got to just put the work in.
Yeah, you do it for us.
Beautiful. Yeah, do it for
me. Do it for this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're counting on you.
Yeah, we'll need it.
So you have your pro day coming up. What do you expect to come out of it, or what do you want to show that you didn't get to show at the combine?
Yeah, I talked a little bit about it earlier. Just more on just showing my route tree, and because that's what a lot of the coaches want to know is if I can run a post curl from the outside or a comeback and post corner and whatnot, and because all the stuff in the inside and the slot, I mean that's second nature and whatnot. But I know I can do all the stuff on the outside. During practice, I took countless amount of reps, one-on-ones, and just did it just because I knew at the next level I'm gonna have to do it. So at A&M, our offense coordinator thought I was most valuable in the slot, so I did it, and I'm not gonna complain about it. I mean, I had a great career doing it, and so we won a bunch of games. So I'm just like I said, just want to show that I can do it because it just gives me that much more of an opportunity to get on the field and be a contributor early.
Well, also you were pretty awesome at special teams too. So
special teams is my definitely. I love special teams. And when I came to A&M, because a lot of kids coming out of high school, it's like, oh, special teams.
Right, I don't want to do that.
It's just whatever.
Right.
At A&M, if you were a starter, you were on special teams. And so our coach was, we had one of the best special teams coaches, Jeff Banks. He's at Alabama now. Just really kind of just set the tone in the room. And, that was a big part of, my game. And definitely another aspect that you have to dive in when it comes to game planning and whatnot. So it was real good.
Well, that's a special skill to have.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you could pick a team to play for.
Ooh.
I know you're not going to answer this, but.
I want to play for the Ravens. I want him to get drafted by the Ravens. That'd be a nice little compliment to what we just picked up with Crabtree. And then next year we draft a quarterback to throw him the ball.
You know what?
So you're from Baltimore?
No, I'm just Ravens. Bart Scott was like my idol growing up. I know him from Detroit, and I watched him his whole life, and I just became a Ravens fan, being a defensive lineman, and being able to be fat and be on the line and just play football. I just love it. You know what I'm saying? But I love the Ravens, so
Yeah, I because I think you're a nice person, would like you to play for the Patriots or for the Eagles. Or for the Vikings, maybe the Saints.
They're not just going to go back automatically.
Maybe, who else am I thinking? Rams would be cool.
LA, yeah.
You know?
We haven't let them answer the question
I'm
yet.
naming all teams that aren't the Ravens and don't have all those issues that you just mentioned.
Right.
Like, I very much hope you don't go to the Browns. If you should probably avoid Miami for a little while.
He's going to show out wherever he's at.
Yeah, of course. So do you have a place that you, I mean, were you a fan of anybody growing up?
So I was born and raised an Indianapolis Colts fan. That's where my dad is from. So Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Edgerrin James, those are my
Austin
idols.
Collie.
Yeah, those are all my idols growing up. Like, they were all my idols. And then obviously Arizona Cardinals too with Larry and whatnot. But there's not really one team where I'm just like I want to go there. That's the only team. But obviously a good situation with a good quarterback and hopefully another receiver on the other side and go tear it up.
Dang. You might have a career like my work. You always say I'm name dropping.
You have name. Listen, I don't always say that your name.
I'm relating.
You have name dropped like
I'm
5
relating
times in this interview alone.
He's a wide receiver. I don't know.
have to make up
I gotta
anything.
talk about other wide receivers I know. So anyways, I would say this. Golden Tate when we was at Notre Dame. He used to come to the sideline. That's where I was.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, he would say, time to pad the stats, B-New, like we was just losing.
Right.
He's like, time to pad the stats. And before you know it, we was just back in the game. Did you ever, the Golden's a different person than you are. I know that because I just met you and I know Golden.
Yeah.
But did you ever feel that way of just like going out there and padding the stats and then before you know it, you're back in the game?
I wouldn't say like padding the stats was the mindset.
Yeah. Go eat.
But like the one game comes to my head is my last game against Wake Forest in the bowl game. I mean, we were missing like 8 starters, and we knew it was gonna be tough. We started like 9 freshmen on defense, and it was just like, all right, I just got to go out here and ball, have fun. Probably gonna be my last game, so just go out there and put it all on the line. And sure enough, I mean, we were down by like 21 at one point, and then just kept coming back. I think I should have had 200 yards. 2 got called back. But
by holding?
Yeah, holding. It was
Don't you
twice.
hate that? How's that feel?
One was on 3rd down,
How's that feel? I don't ever know. Right? It's got to feel terrible.
It's terrible.
Right? I've gotten sacks before that have been taken back because I didn't sack the quarterback. And I was like, what?
It's like your attempt to sack Blake Bortles.
Yeah,
right.
I feel you. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You seem like a great kid, so I wish the best for you. We both do, and I'm sure the team's going to be very happy with the choice.
Christian Kirk.
Yes.
Thank
First
you guys
round.
for having
Draft
me.
Christian Kirk, first round.
Man.
Yes,
To a
please.
team that has a great quarterback.
Please,
Yeah,
Yes.
not the Ravens. Thanks for joining us,
All right,
Christian.
thank you for having me.
All right, that was Christian Kirk. We're rooting for him.
Yes.
Draft him very high.
Ravens, please.
If your team has a good quarterback, draft him high. If not, let him live his life and do good things in the world. Don't do that.
Pick him up later, Ravens.
No, not at all. Thanks, Christian Kirk, for joining us on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. Thank you for joining us and listening. Make sure you follow us on all our social media pages at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. And leave us comments and subscribe on YouTube and all that fun stuff because we love you.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy.